how that unfolds. So for now, I'm bearish on US dollar, and for USD card, we are also looking for sell setups. We are bearish on USD card. So what am I looking at for technically on USD card? So any slight corrective structure will be an opportunity to continue looking for sell setups, okay? But it's probably going to be a short time. The major move has happened. So, okay, if you cannot, if you don't know how to look at for the correction and go for the downside, it's going to be good you leave USD card for now and focus on currency pairs like Euro GBP, like I shared before this one, okay? Hello traders, it's Forex Evangelist from Bullish Trend Forex Academy, and welcome to our weekly Forex forecast. So welcome back guys to the computer screen, and in today's weekly Forex forecast, we are going to be looking at a wide range of instruments, not just currencies today, but we're also going to be looking at few commodities, US oil and gold, and also be taking on one indices, NAS 100, the US 100. Okay, so let's move on right onto the chart and look at what we have. If you look at GBP/NZD, you could see that GBP/NZD, based on our last weekly Forex forecast, was doing as expected. GBP/NZD was pushing to the downside. Okay, last week we expected GBP/NZD to push up, give us an up move, an impulsive structure or a corrective structure, then back downside again, and that is exactly what we have gotten. Okay, here was an expanding flat last week, and then we got an up move, giving us the last the completion of the structure, and now downside again. So what are we looking at next on GBP/NZD? So for GBP/NZD, the structure is almost completed. We could get a tiny pullback similar to what has happened here. One more drop again is what is expected, and then we could see further push to the downside. Okay, but that is not a must. If I think moving on to that, going on for this move now, I think price is already almost done what is anticipated to do. But let's see what happens. So if we see a corrective structure, something similar to this, but that is not a high probability chance move of what we're anticipating. But just to add it up here as well, the corrective structure, something similar to what we have seen here, is good. Maybe not from this level, maybe a tiny push down, now correction, one more drop again. So it depends on how this move unfolds. Okay, if this move unfolds and tells us that momentum is still towards the downside, okay, we'll be expecting something similar to this nature. Okay, and then downside again. So if that happens, this is the criteria. If price continues pushing to the downside, it gives us more momentum that it still wants to push to the downside. Then we expect something similar to this, and then downside again. So if you look at our previous video last week on GBP/NZD, we see exactly what we talked about on GBP/NZD for this move. Okay, that happened, and then started pushing to the downside again. So you can watch it right here, and you can see exactly what happened and how we forecasted GBP/NZD to the downside last week. My watch list is British pound, New Zealand dollar. We have also been seeing some decline in the British pound. Okay, some data have been signaling weakness in GBP, and we're also seeing that being priced in on the chart. Okay, one is understanding your fundamental bias. Two is actually being able to look at it on the chart and understand if what you are seeing on the price chart is actually priced in. So for GBP/NZD, I'm going to be waiting for a corrective structure or a move to the upside. Then I'm going to be looking for a push back down. And when that downside begins to happen, it's going to be a big one, something similar to what we have seen here. All right, that's what I'm anticipating for GBP/NZD. So if it's a corrective structure, and we know how to spot that, we are going to be looking for sell setups. So if price tries to give us a push to the upside, which is also most likely move could be seen in the market as well, because this could be an expansion just to complete the structure we are seeing here, impulse correction, and then the last up move. But if price gives us a 3-wave structure and we see the confirmation we look at for our sell setups, we are going to be looking at for those sells. So price could give us a correction or maybe a push to the upside. Regardless of what happens, I'm not interested in the buy. I'm only looking for the opportunity to move to the downside for British pound, New Zealand dollar. Okay. So next on our watch list is NZD/USD. So for NZD/USD, I'm going to be a buyer of NZD/USD or do nothing. So for NZD/USD, I'm only anticipating price to give me a corrective structure similar to what we have seen here. So anytime price begins to maybe here price will give us small correction, one more up again. So anytime price begins to give me a corrective structure, something similar to what we have seen here, that is when I'll be interested to look for another opportunity, to move to the upside for NZD/USD. So if you also know how to take advantage of that, this sell setup is also one you can as well take advantage of. But the high probability chance is always to stay on the right side of the market, which is on the fundamental bias, aligning fundamental analysis and macroeconomic analysis with your technical analysis. So anytime we see corrective structure, like we said, something similar to this nature, that's what we are going to be looking for buying opportunities to the upside. Okay, so next on our watch list is NZD Swiss, a bit similar to NZD USD, but not exact. Okay, NZD Swiss is going to give us a tiny corrective structure here, something similar to what we have seen here as well. So anytime that is done, is also an opportunity for you to begin to look for buy setups on NZD Swiss franc. All right. So next on our watch list is US oil. So US oil is showing us a whole lot of move and possibilities of what could happen. We've still not seen complete peace in the Middle East. Talks are still ongoing, but very, very fragile. Trump was making comments as of Friday that Iran wants to make a deal, but don't want to make a deal that he wants. So every option is still on the table. We are seeing heightened tension across Israel, striking some air bases in Syria, to prevent Turkish, influence around those regions. So even with Hezbollah, we also seen, Israeli defense forces attacking some, locations, deep inside Lebanon against Hezbollah. So there's still no, complete peace in the Middle East. So for me personally, I'm going to be a buyer of US oil or do nothing. So, but before I do that, I want to see a corrective structure. Probably, if I'm going to be looking for buy setup, something similar to this nature. Okay, that is the only reason why I'm going to be entering, US oil. That is on the technical, point of view. So any corrective structure similar to that, I'm going to be looking for a buy setup. Okay, and when you begin to see that buy setup, I wouldn't want to, hold that buy setup maybe. Anticipating that buy setup to move, way more higher, even if it gets above 92 level. Okay, that's probably going to be a trap. This is what I anticipate. This is what I expect, because regardless, Trump has not achieved his aim in the Middle East. He also going to be looking for ways to bring down crude oil prices. Remember, his aim is to stop Iran from, getting a nuclear weapon, nuclear bomb. So that is his objective, and that has not been achieved. So, but at the same time, he's also trying to push down oil prices to the downside. So I think there has to be a potential manipulation, from the US government to try to push crude oil prices down again. Okay, maybe around 74 levels. Okay, maybe before that major big move again. So for this corrective structure, but that's just to tell you a lot of things in advance, but we want to focus on what we could expect moving on into the new week. So moving on into the new week, like I said, any corrective structure to the downside, something similar to what we have seen here, that would be an opportunity to look for a slight up move to the upside, at least price getting towards around 90 levels and maybe slightly above. Okay, so next on our watch list is XAUUSD. So for XAUUSD, on the long term, I'm going to be a buyer or do nothing. So what has happened on XAUUSD that is good. So for gold here, we have gotten impulse, a corrective structure, an impulsive structure, here. Now we have also gotten a corrective structure here, give us an expansion, and now we are pushing to the upside. So what are we anticipating on gold? So for gold, any slight corrective structure, something similar to what we have seen here, is going to be an opportunity to look for buy setups. And after that, we are going to be anticipating a bigger corrective structure, something similar to what we have seen here. After that, one more move is probably going to come. So I'm forecasting, a whole lot of waves in advance for you guys. Okay, so if we get a slight corrective structure, a pullback, something similar to what we have seen here, one more is expected. And after that, we are anticipating a big correction, something similar to what we have seen here for XAUUSD. Okay. So next on our watch list is US 100. That is the Nasdaq 100. So for the Nasdaq 100, what I'm looking at for Nasdaq 100 is a move to the upside. So I'm going to be a buyer of Nasdaq 100 from next week or do nothing. Okay, so for Nasdaq 100, here what I can see here is that price has given me a push to the downside, a corrective structure, in the middle. Downside is what we are anticipating. So once this correction is ended, we are going to be looking for opportunity to move to the upside for NAS 100. Okay, so definitely under this low, we are most likely going to be getting that opportunity, and then once we see our buy setup, we are going to be looking for opportunities to the upside. So taking away this high is not necessary. That's above 30,200. That is not necessary. All we need to take out is above around 30,000. So once we take away 30,000, price structure is completed, I won't be surprised to begin to see a push to the downside above 30,000. Taking away 30,200 is going to be extra. That is extra money in the bag, but that is not necessary. Price could just take away 30,000 and then begin to push the downside. So any buy setup I'm taking under this low around 29,200 and maybe slightly below. If I see my buying opportunities and then we begin to head to the upside, my target is 30,000 on NAS 100. So that is all I have for you guys this week. So don't forget to share this video, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get notification anytime we post a new weekly forex forecast. And also, don't forget to put on the comment section any other instrument you want us to add in our weekly forex analysis. Reading your comments, I can see a request for us to add commodities and indices, and now here you have it. So like I said, share this video to more traders. Always like this video, put your thoughts in the comment section. That gives us the courage and motivation to come out there here to share our own knowledge and what we think about the market every upcoming week. Okay, so this is Forex Evangelist. My name is Godso Moka, and I'm from Bullish Trend Forex Academy. So thank you very much, guys, and see you in our next video. Bye for now.